So now to the latest on the trial of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. The jury has now heard more secretly recorded phone calls, but this time they're actually hearing the voice of El Chapo himself. Pedro Flores, one of El Chapo's top drug traffickers in the U.S., secretly recorded the drug lord before turning himself into the DEA. In one phone call, Pedro asked El Chapo to take $5,000 or so off the price of a heroin shipment.
Now, during their cross-examination, Guzman's defense implied the voice on the recording is not his. They compared it to another recording from an interview with the alleged kingpin did with Rolling Stone.
So joining us now is criminal defense lawyer and former prosecutor, been on both sides, Vinoo Varghese. And Vinoo, you've been watching this whole case for us day after day after day. So let's talk about Pedro Flores. He was a highly anticipated witness. Did he deliver?
For the most part, he has. And I think what's big about him, as opposed to some of the other witnesses, he's actually testifying in English. So this is a big deal, right? A lot of these witnesses have testified through interpreters. He's testifying in English. He acted as an interpreter for his drug-dealing father growing up and building the connections to the Mexicans. There's a couple other things here about this trial that you should take note of. One, New York City has the Empire State Building, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the biggest tourist attractions in the world. Now one of the biggest tourist attractions in New York is the El Chapo trial.
Really?
Tons of people are going outside the courtroom to take pictures of themselves saying they've gotten a piece of the El Chapo trial.
Wow.
AP just ran an article about how many tourists are trying to get in and watch this trial. So now this is big theater.
That's remarkable.
Wow. And even when you think about the security just to get him there, we did a few reports on the amount of security just because he has escaped before, so there's a lot of attention there. Exactly.
They're making people take off their shoes like in an airport, which they normally don't do in federal court. The other thing is that Flores' testimony, Chicago is known as the Windy City, but it's certainly Chicago's blowing these informants, these people over to the side of the government.
Clever.
Some people call it the second city. I'm from New York, so I always look down on Chicago. But now certainly Chicago is maybe the top city when it comes to drug dealers, because right there, from Chicago, it's spread out to the rest of the world, and that's what attracted the attention of Zambada.